Hi there. I am coming here today as an ambassador from your unconscious, from your subconscious, from your superconscious. I'm coming as an ambassador from the realm of huge possibility that exists within each and every one of us. It's so amazing how often we try to do spiritual practice and we pray, we meditate. But actually, every night for about 4, 5, 6 hours, we actually are doing one of the most powerful spiritual technologies and spiritual practices available to man, and that is called sleeping. At night, we have incredible Jewish sources that teach us about what actually goes on in our dreams. And it's an amazing thing. The Ramchal teaches in Derech Hashem that at night are the levels of our souls. We have 5 levels of our soul. The top 4 levels of our soul are able to extract from the bottom level, extract from our body, and ascend and go up and explore and have incredible adventures all through the spiritual realms, and able to have interactions with angels and our highest self and receive messages. It's actually shockingly mind-blowing that this happens every single day. It's just the riches of all of our spiritual and worldly strivings actually are available to us on a nightly basis. And all we have to do actually is to become aware of that and to realize that we can harness that and harness the heck out of it. And I really want to share with you some incredible tools and techniques that I've culled from like the treasure troves of Jewish wisdom, these beautiful techniques on actually how to do this. So I want to give over to you very quickly a couple of the points that we're going to be doing. I have an online seminar that's going to be coming up at the beginning of March for 5 weeks, 5-week deep immersion in the realm of dream possibilities. And together we're going to access as a group. And we know that when people get together and do group dream work, it like exponentially accelerates the breakthroughs that can happen. So we as a group are going to join together and go over these steps and these techniques that I've kind of pulled out of Kabbalistic teachings and general Jewish teachings, and just taking the riches that we have available to us and really putting them to use, please God, in a really unprecedented new way. I'm excited about this because I'm a dreamer. I've been dreaming ever since, having prophetic dreams actually ever since I was 14 years old, and never quite knew what I was doing or anything behind it. And finally along the way kind of found my Jewish path to live here and learn here in Jerusalem. And a big part of that was learning the Jewish principles of dreaming and of soul work, and actually like experiencing the riches of that and putting that to use. So for years and years, literally decades, I've been sort of working with these materials and working with my own inner growth around it, and always sort of lamenting in the back of my head, lamenting that there's not a really clearly defined protocol for a Jewish approach to dreaming. We have huge riches out there, but they've never quite been organized and laid out clearly on a set table. We need a Shulchan Aruch of how to dream and how to access healing and higher states through our dreams. So my goal and my hope is to really create an organized step-by-step path and procedure for how to access our dream riches and to put those into use. So I want to share with you right now just a very quick outline of what the 5 levels are that we're going to be going over in the 5 weeks of the online seminar, okay? Because it's gonna blow your mind how simple and systematic it actually can be. So it starts off, we know the Kabbalistic teaching is that we have 5 levels of our soul. The first level of our soul is called Nefesh, the second is Ruach, then Neshama, Chaya, and Yechida. Our nefesh is our first, what we're going to be doing the first week is kind of going into that nefesh level, which is physical. And we're going to be learning these practical Jewish teachings and orientations about how to go to sleep and how to wake up, how to orient ourselves towards dreaming and to accessing our higher states, and then how to really bring those all the way down, just like Jacob's dream of the ladder that is grounded in the earth and yet stretches to the upper reaches of heaven. That's what we're going to learn how to orient ourselves towards in that first session is, okay, how do I go to bed at night in a way that's going to best access and make the most of my dream hours that I'm about to do? And then how do I wake up in the morning as well? So we're going to look at things like Sha'alat Chalom, the Jewish principle of how to do a dream incubation, where we really can ask for messages or wisdom that we want to receive in our dreams. We're going to learn about, there's a beautiful teaching from the Sefer HaBahir about the root letters of the word Chalom, of dream, and we're going to work with the permutations of those core energies of those letters. For each the levels of our dreaming, we're going to work with a different permutation and a different word that sort of solidifies what type of dreaming we're doing. So we have in the first level of nefesh, we have cholim, we have sicknesses, sick people, the aspect where chalam actually has the same letters as cholim, and there's sicknesses that we can actually find out about and work through in our dreams. That's what we're going to be doing in the first session, is learning about how to re-permute the aspects of our sickness to turn it into greatest health. Very exciting. The second level is ruach. This is the emotional level. This is one of my favorite levels, where we really go into the word milchama, which means fighting, which means war, and seeing the places, just like in Jacob has one of his next visions and dreams is where he's finally fighting his arch nemesis, and he fights him, and all night long he battles with this enemy, and in the morning he wins and receives a blessing. So there's ways in which we can fight it out in our dream space, fight it out with whatever our fears are, whatever our inner enemies are, and our external enemies are. We can engage with that scary milchama fighting material, and in the dream world, change the milchama through our chalom into healing. Okay, so we're going to learn the method of how to actually transform the enemies out there and be victorious over our own and inner and external enemies. That's our second one. Very exciting. The third one is neshama level. This is the intellectual level. Here we're going to go into what is Jewish dream interpretation. What are the basic symbols that are used? This is kind of Joseph's model of how to dream using interpretation and using things like Jewish dream amelioration, where we realize that we can, through our own positive framing of what our dream material is, we can create positive outcomes through our own interpretation. And then there's this beautiful jump over to what I call machol dreaming. Machol is like a circle dance. It means circle. And circle dance is where we're accessing the type of dreaming where we have creative breakthroughs, groundbreaking breakthroughs of creativity and receiving downloads about, we see this throughout history, where people have made huge advancements in the sciences and in the arts through their dream self. Just look at the song, Paul McCartney's Yesterday. Okay, he received that song in a dream. There's, scientists who received the formula for pi in a dream. Albert Einstein, it's documented throughout history. Dreams have been able to, people who have worked hard in their creative work have been able to use their dreams to break through new formulas and information. Beautifully in the Torah text, we have the example of Jacob dreaming through how to have his sheep mate and in a way to breed greatest fertility and generate great wealth for himself, right? Remember that dream? So that's a great little model of, wow, this new download came through him about how to go about generating wealth. So we're going to be looking at machol, aspects of dream. And then we're going to be switching over to the fourth level, which is chaya. And of course, I like that level a lot. Chaya is where we're on a real spiritual level, where we're accessing highly spiritual dreams that contain psychic material. And this is not crazy stuff. This actually happens all the time. It can happen regularly in your dream, that you can receive messages about things that are going to happen, or you can travel around in your dream space, meeting other souls that are traveling around. You can receive messages about, something got lost and where it is. And there's messages and psychic material that we can receive. The Hebrew word here that we draw on is achlama, which means it's the amethyst stone on the breastplate, the priestly breastplate, which was able to reveal the answer to different questions by lighting up the different stones. So this is the level of Achlama, where we receive messages that can guide us personally and communally and with our families. You know, um, how many times have I been able to tell a friend what sex her baby's going to be because I've seen it before in a dream? So this is a really exciting level where we're able to really get in touch with things that are not normally available to our normal day-to-day consciousness. You know, I personally, I'm not a psychic person. I'm not able to do that kind of stuff in my waking hours, but in my dream state, I am able to receive real psychic messages. It's fascinating and fabulous adventures that can happen. Um, as well as receiving information about our personal calling, okay, our personal Joseph's dreams, where he gets to have a vision of where he's going and who he's supposed to be in the world. So dreams about our personal calling and becoming who we're meant to become. This is also happening here at the Chaya level. And then finally, the last level is Ajita level. And this is just pure sourced, rooted in God, kind of even beyond our personal self. This is a place where our dreams actually really root us in the divine. And this is, you know, we have beautiful teachings throughout our tradition about how dreams are 1/60th of prophecy, and about how when the Jewish people return to the land of Israel, prophecy will be returning to the Jewish people. So this is a place where we're really going to be stretching in the direction of moving our, you know, communal consciousness forward towards receiving messages from God that we can then give to ourselves, to the world, as part of our role here in embodiment is to bring the highest of spiritual levels down to the deepest of physical levels and really have great fluid connection and communication between the spiritual and the physical, can be manifest on the level of really having prophetic dreams. And I'm not going to promise that we're going to reach that level at all, but we can really start to learn about this and learn what our tradition teaches about prophecy. And the more that we start learning in this direction, the more we as a people and as a globe are moving in the direction of really the materialization of the spiritual and the spiritualization of the physical that is our birthright and is our job here on earth. So not to get too grandiose, but it is true that every single night we are able to basically receive divine messaging from highest levels, from angels, from God. Please, we're able to receive this on a nightly basis. And I want to invite you to step in it and step forward with me and trying to break through, you know, breaking through a little bit of the stuck consciousness that we have right now. And together as a group, we're going to just exponentially burst through. I've already seen how powerful just focusing on this work, just you hearing this message right now will probably catapult your dream abilities like 50% by tomorrow. All it takes is becoming conscious that this is possible, talking about it, learning about it, focusing on it, intending it, praying it down, and making huge breakthroughs are really, it's very easy access that we have to making strides forward in this. And I really want to invite you to join us, because we need everybody we can get. The more people we can get, the more powerful each of our breakthroughs are going to be. So please go ahead and check out the link to the event and contact me if you need, you know, a discount. If money's holding you back from doing this work, then talk to me and don't let that hold you back. But let's figure out a way together to really move our consciousness forward, my friends. Thanks for listening. Looking forward to dreaming with you.